Good evening and good day, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching from. I am Gazelle Van Zyl, and I will be doing some product training for us. And hopefully each of you can also benefit from this by just knowing a little bit more about the patches, but also understanding a little bit better how it works. Just going to do a screen share. All right, can you see my screen? Oh, sorry, I clicked on someone now. A moment, there we go. All right, so tonight's training is patching with purpose, when to patch and why. It's some product training, a little bit of a deeper dive into the different patches. And as always, you can find more information on thisisit.info.com. So the whole purpose of this training and why I asked Lucinda if I can focus on this is I am 100% convinced if we understand something better, we can present it with a better posture. And everywhere we move, we meet people who desperately need these patches. But if we don't really understand it, it's not as easy to be very convinced about it. So what I'm going to share tonight is this is not necessary for you to know and understand all of this in order to market these patches. We literally share our stories, and from sharing our stories, we see marvelous interest by just sharing what we've experienced. So please don't feel overwhelmed at any point. This is just for brand partners to better your knowledge and understanding. So how do these amazing patches work? I'm going to touch on 5 points: technology, photobiomodulation, triggers biochemical reactions, non-transdermal, and your body is its power button. So this is cutting edge technology, and it is absolutely without any doubt the breakthrough of our lifetime. We are so blessed to have this beautiful product in our hands. It's incredible to think what this little patch can do. So why do we say it's technology? LifeWave patches are called technology because they use a special method to stimulate the body's natural healing processes without putting anything into it. So it's not like supplements or products or medicine or treatments. It's technology because it is just doing something so that our bodies respond in a specific way, or it is something that makes our bodies respond in a specific way, and it's scientific. So it's I get this a lot, and that's why I want you to understand this, where people will ask, but I am taking supplements. Wonderful. This is not supplements. This is basically making the supplements that you are taking better because it upregulates a lot of positive things in our bodies. So what is photobiomodulation? It is a process where light is used to stimulate the cells in our bodies. When specific wavelengths of light, like red or near infrared, are absorbed by our cells, they help improve energy production inside them. It speeds up healing, reduces pain, and even boosts your mood. It's like giving your cells a little extra energy to help them work better and heal faster. So this is traditional photobiomodulation. It's a big word, but in the scientific world, it's very well known. So it's light therapy, phototherapy, but this is the traditional way of phototherapy. So how incredible that David Schmidt designed something so phenomenal that we can wear on our bodies for 12 hours a day that is doing photobiomodulation in our bodies. So a little bit of a better understanding, because if we have a better understanding, it leads to better marketing posture. Like I said in the beginning, if you understand this better, you can show up better for the product and for the people around you who desperately need it. So what does it mean when I say it triggers a biochemical reaction? So biochemical reactions are like tiny little chemical processes happening inside your body all the time. In all of our bodies, this is something that happens all the time. They help your cells get the energy they need, make new things like proteins, and keep everything in your body working properly. Think of them like the steps in a recipe, where the different ingredients, in this case chemicals, come together to make something your body needs to stay healthy and function well. So when I say it triggers a biochemical reaction, it simply means something that happens in our bodies daily. It's just one of those processes happening to produce something specific. Non-transdermal means that nothing goes into your body through the skin. So unlike creams or patches that deliver substances like medicine or nicotine, LifeWave patches do not release anything. Instead, they work by gently stimulating the skin with light and heat signals, kind of like sending instructions to your body without any chemicals or drugs entering the body. And then we say the body is the power button. So the LifeWave patch is activated by your own body's infrared light. It's a type of heat your body naturally gives off. You can think of this like a power on button. When the patch senses this light, it starts working by reflecting specific wavelengths back into your body to trigger natural processes. When you remove the patch, that light is no longer there, so the patch switches off, just like turning off a device. And to some of you, this might be a bit foreign, but we naturally emit infrared light. All human beings, all living beings do that. Just think of night vision devices. Search and rescue use them. Some hunters use them. All life gives off red light, and that is this light or heat that signals the body and sends instructions to the body. So this is photobiomodulation in our daily lives. We all experience this on a regular basis. Let me take you outside into the sun. When the sun shines on your skin, it stimulates your skin with levels of light and different wavelengths of light. That triggers a biochemical reaction, and then your brain tells your body to produce vitamin D. So photobiomodulation is something that happens to us often and in so many different ways. And there's more than 5,000 published studies on this, and it's very well understood in the science world. That's why when you speak to someone who is more medically inclined, I would say, it's a very good idea to know and understand photobiomodulation. And that's why I thought to make this simple for us to understand in daily life. And when you understand this, it's also easy to understand why we say it doesn't interfere in any medication if you use the patches, which works with photobiomodulation. Because in the very same way, how when you step out into the sun and it's not affecting your supplements or your medicine, in the very same way, when you put that patch on your body, it doesn't influence things like that. Then we've got other examples like infrared saunas, red light therapy devices, LED facial masks, and lasers for pain management. So photobiomodulation has been around in our devices and in our lifestyles for many, many years. But now we've got this incredible patch that does this. So a simple understanding of what this technology in a wearable patch does, it's nice to know it's effortless. Like all the other things, except with the sun, that photobiomodulation, but the infrared saunas, the facial masks, all of that, it has effort to it. So you can't do it every day for 12 hours, which makes this patch phenomenal because we've got the privilege of having photobiomodulation in our lives 12 hours a day, every day, if we choose to. So, like I said, the body gives off infrared light, and the white part of the patch is a nanocrystal lattice that reflects back that light that we naturally emit, a small portion of that, stimulating the skin with low levels of light at a specific wavelength. And what does it do? It activates copper peptide in our bodies, specifically GHK in our bodies. So GHK is glycine, lysine, and histidine. The lysine is presented by the K. So glycine, lysine, and histidine. And this is building blocks that we have in our bodies from food and nutrition, mainly from proteins from animals. That's why often we see that vegans are deficient in this, and they very often need to supplement with it. Because when these levels are low, our bodies do not function optimally. And that's why it's so incredible to understand what the patch does. So there's been intensive research since 1973 on the benefits of upregulating and activating GHK-Cu in our bodies. And Dr. Lauren Pickard did a lot of that research that LifeWave looked at and that we are using today to also understand it better. So that biochemical reaction from the patch. Now, this is causing that, triggering that in your body. So it upregulates and activates the glycine, lysine, and histidine. It's also important to note that if a person is extremely deficient in these building blocks, that might be a reason that they might not experience any difference with the patches. The efficacy rate is 90 to 96%, but it is found that in that 4% to 10% that it's not, people aren't experiencing improvements, is because they're extremely deficient in something. So it upregulates that, and then it binds with the copper in your body, and that's why we know the X39 patch activates and upregulates our GHK-Cu, a very important copper peptide in our bodies. And the benefits to that in our skin, hair, nails, cognitive functioning, everything in our bodies function better then. And it also reactivates our own body's inactive dormant stem cells. So our body, we should all understand that it's intelligent and it's an interconnected system. It's this beautiful whole thing to look at. It's not different little parts functioning without each other. And when we understand that, it's also easy for us to understand that sometimes people start to patch for their knee, for instance, because they've got knee pain, but it isn't immediately focusing there. The body isn't immediately sending the stem cells and things there because it will prioritize what's most important. And we can't see what our body needs. We don't know what's going on cellular level. We might not always feel something, and some clients might say, I don't really feel something. So this is to encourage you as a brand partner to tell them, you know what, it's fine if you don't feel anything. The studies have proven to us that these patches work. And that doesn't always mean it's in a tangible way from the start, that you just feel different or you experience this healing where you wanted it. Because you might be patching for a reason, but your heart maybe needs it more, or your brain or your lungs, we don't know. So it's important to love and respect your body enough to see it through and to teach your clients to do this. So we need to trust the process, and that's why we've got that 90-day protocol. It's really at the absolute minimum that we patch for 90 days with especially X39, but you can also think other patches like SB6, where hormonal balance and things like that should come in. We can't patch for a week and expect everything to change and everything to be better. So cell regeneration is the body's natural way of repairing and rewiring itself by replacing old or damaged cells with new ones. This process typically takes about 90 days for a full cellular turnover. And as we age, that actually also slows down. So it's wonderful if we can respect our bodies and allow it enough time. And like I said, we should see the body as a whole, not as different parts. It's all linked, and trillions of cells needing to work together to have a healthy, functioning body. So we need to allow our body the time to heal and regenerate the cells that it needs to. So now we get into when and why. When do we patch? Why do we patch? My advice to each and everyone is to start slow. It's very important to not overpatch. X39 is our foundational patch. There are other patches to support, but please bear in mind, most of those patches came out before X39 was launched. And X39 took 10 years of research and working to get perfection on it to do exactly what David wanted it to do. So before that, we know this company has existed for 20 years, and they started with the energy enhancer. And then only in 2019, the X39 was launched. So also bear that in mind when you recommend patches for your clients and for yourself. So focus mainly on X39. That is absolutely the breakthrough of our lifetime, like I've mentioned. And if we look at people like Steve and Gina Merritt, they only focus on X39. So for some of you who is not familiar with them, they are the leaders right at the top of our team. This is it. So they say they don't even know what the other patches do mainly, because they just focus on X39, and that is ultimately enough. So, and if you want to start with more than that, and in specific circumstances, it is recommended that you can use another patch with it, but a maximum of 3 patches to start with. I've spoken to someone last week. This person sent me a message, and I didn't help them, but they like sending me a photo of 6 patches. When should I patch what? And that is a problem. As brand partners, we also have a responsibility to our clients. We can't suggest that they start with 6 patches at once. There's various reasons for that. I don't see that it will do any harm to the body, but how will you know which was actually beneficial for your client if they just patched with everything? And how do you know what they can stop with, or do you expect them to continue with all these patches for the rest of their life? So that's things to think about. So when will we patch? Let's look at when to patch and with which patches. It's a deeper dive into specific circumstances that I'll touch on a little bit. And when we overpatch, it's very difficult to pinpoint which patch was the one that was assisting the body the best. And then why do we patch? So let's understand the different patches better to understand why we could patch with them if we wanted. So X39, the regenerative patch. I want to also encourage each and everyone on this call to make full use of the beautiful toolbox that Chris put together for us. It is a wealth of knowledge at your fingertips. Anything you could want, you can find in there. So you'll see on the product slides that I'm going to share with you here, on the right-hand side is an extract from the toolbox, just as Chris shared it, with lots more information than what I'm going to do here tonight. So go and look at that and educate yourself on it, as if you're going to write an exam on it. So the regenerative patch, or the stem cell patch. Unlock your body's natural healing potential with the X39 patch. It's designed to stimulate stem cell activity This powerful patch promotes regeneration at the cellular level, supporting tissue repair, improved energy, and enhanced vitality. So that's just like a 1-2 sentence power pump of what X39 does. But amongst that, the benefits are endless. We have not come to a place where we've seen that, oh, when you use X39, it doesn't help for this or for that. It literally helps people with so many things. And on that subject, I'd also just like to remind you that when we talk to people and work with people, that you must be very mindful of your words. This product is not on the market to heal or diagnose or cure anything. This product is on the market to support your body so that your body can do the healing that's needed. And that's important because especially in the field that we move in and in the day and age that we move in, we want to keep our side very clean because this product is beautiful. And if we choose our words right, more people will be open to trying it. So when do we patch with X39? When is it a good idea? So I believe everything that breathes needs an X39 patch on their bodies every day. So it's incredible to see what it's doing for people. So with X39 daily, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Any person of any age can benefit from this to just remain healthy if they're not sick, or to assist the body in incredible healing that is needed in many cases. So why would we patch with the X39 patch? It activates the body's copper peptide GHK-Cu, which has numerous benefits in our body, and there is no side effects, only benefits. And this is age reversal on all levels. So if you switch off your computer now or your cell phone now, you know everything you need to know. Because if you know and understand how the patch works, and you know and understand about X39, that is all you need to know. All the rest that we're going to go through now is secondary. If a person can only afford one patch, it's always X39, always. All right. So now we look at Eon, the calm patch or the happy patch. So before X39 was launched, this was the most popular patch. And it makes perfect sense because it gives such a massive reduction in inflammation. So all pain and all illness stems from inflammation. That is the problem. I believe from many things that we consume and that we are presented with causes inflammation in our body. And from that, the imbalances come, the problems come. So inflammation is needed for a very, very short time when healing is needed. But in today's life, most people's inflammation markers are way too high. So I like to explain inflammation like a wall standing in the way of the good and healthy cells that wants to go and fix and heal and repair the faulty cells. But all these good cells and stem cells that are still active in your bloodstream is fighting this inflammation. So it's literally running against a wall, just trying to fight inflammation. So X39 already reduces inflammation, but Eon is a massive inflammation reduction. So when we reduce the inflammation, the body can go and heal what's needed. So Eon restores balance to your body and mind by reducing inflammation and lowering cortisol levels. It promotes a state of calm and well-being, helping to combat stress, enhance emotional balance, and support a peaceful mental state. So that, once again, is the summary. To the right, you can see many, many other benefits. So when would we patch with Eon? You can patch with it daily as needed. And in case of high inflammation, so what do I mean with that? So we see often people wanting to patch because they feeling they don't know what to do anymore. They with stage 4 cancer, stage 3 cancer, terrible autoimmune conditions, in a complete state of pain all the time. So in that case, it's extremely high inflammation. Then we would suggest that that person starts with Eon for 5 to 10 days before using X39. So this is why doing the patch business is so personal. Excuse me. That is why we can't just advertise it on Amazon or on Takealot, because we need this interaction to help and guide our clients. And that's why it's important to understand the patches better and to ask your clients questions like, why would you want to use the patches? Why are you interested in it? So in that case, we would start with Eon first, because that will bring the inflammation down rapidly. So some people can't afford the Eon with the X39, and that's fine. It might just take a little bit longer because now the X39 needs to fight the inflammation first. So in the case that you can add it, the Eon takes care of the inflammation and the X39 can go to work where it's needed. When is it another good idea to use the Eon patch? When someone's got depression or anxiety, and many other reasons if you want to improve your sleep. But specifically for the purpose of this training, understand that Eon is the calm patch, the happy patch. It calms the body on all levels. And then it can be worn for up to 24 hours. But it's important to note with all the patches, there must be a 12-hour break in between wears. Otherwise, your body will build up attenuation and it just won't respond, because this is light therapy, photobiomodulation. If it's constantly going to be exposed to it, it simply just won't react because it got used to it. So that's why we always say take a 12-hour break. So in extreme Eon inflammation, we can say, listen, wear the Eon for 24 hours and then take a 12-hour break. Alternatively, you can patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Many people move over into a cycle where they wear X39 during daytime and Eon at nighttime, so that the body is constantly assisted with the anti-inflammatory response. So why would we use Eon? To reduce inflammation, to reduce stress symptoms, to support autonervous system, to lower cortisol levels, to enhance mental clarity and focus, because this is the thing. When your inflammation in your body is down, your inflammation in your brain is down as well, and then your brain functions better. Everything functions better if it's not ridden with inflammation. And it could also be worn to sleep better. Then glutathione. This is another patch that I recommend to all people. Reason being, I'm very passionate about getting heavy metals out of our bodies because it poses such a terrible risk to our bodies. And we are exposed to heavy metals daily with pollution. If you had mold in your house, if you take chemical medicine or chemically produced foods, everything is so full of chemicals. Even the creams you put on your body, your skin absorbs it, and it also contains metals in many cases. So glutathione is a patch that you can recommend to your clients. But once again, not from the beginning. Start them with X39. And even if they just stay on X39 for the rest of their patching time, that's also fine, because the cells gets regenerated and everything gets restored in the body. It also does a slow, gentle, heavy metal cleanse, because it also elevates our glutathione levels with a 30%, if I recall correctly. But glutathione specifically is known as the body's master antioxidant. It plays a critical role in the detoxification and immune defense. The glutathione patch supports the body's ability to protect itself from oxidative stress promote healthy skin, and boost overall immune function. So my suggestion would be, and I've seen it often amongst the doctors and the medical professionals as well with LifeWave, that you start with this after 12 weeks on X39. And when the person starts, walk a path with them, because not everyone handles this very well. Some people detox terribly, and it's not a lucky experience for them. But then some people, they're all right with the detox and they can continue with it. So the suggestion is just to see if you have this patch on for 6 hours and you feel, oh, my head is killing me, I can't, I feel terrible. Take it off, skip a day, and try again for 6 hours. So you start where you can. Some people start with 12 hours from the start, and it's no issue for them. But every person's body is unique and different. It's important to note with glutathione, we patch 3 times a week and only every second day. So we don't patch consecutive days, all right? And then start slow, like I said. And when your body is used to it, you can patch up to 24 hours with the glutathione. Some people, like myself, experience that we don't sleep as well because it upregulates glutathione and your antioxidants are higher, so you might feel a little bit more alert than when you don't have it on your body. But some people can patch for 24 hours, they sleep straight through it, it's not a problem. So the heavy metal detox, if any person wants to do a heavy metal detox of all ages, it's a good idea to patch with glutathione. Then also people who are vaccine injured, because that's a reality, and more we're seeing people learning more about it, more of this is coming to light. So it helps a lot with vaccine injury as well, because it also repairs DNA and rids the body of those metals. But there's a specific protocol for that as well, where you use X39, Eon, and glutathione together for vaccine injury. So why would we patch with glutathione? To support detoxification in the first place, to strengthen the immune system, to reduce oxidative stress, and to support the skin health and radiance. And then again, to your right, you'll see numerous other benefits and reasons to use this. It increases your vitamin D absorption, for instance. So there are so many benefits, and wonderful to note that in this clinical study, by using the X39, the glutathione patch over a period of 24 hours, the glutathione levels in your body is increased by 300%. So we see a lot of people going to the drip bar to get a glutathione drip, which is fine, but that goes out of your system again, and it doesn't elevate it to these levels. So the number one option, if you hear of people going to the drip bar, just get your ducks in a row, understand glutathione a little bit better, and then suggest to them to rather use these patches, because you're going to use 3 patches a week if you're going to use a new one every time. But we all know that most of us knows that we can patch a second time. The potency might not be as strong as the first 12 hours, but we've seen incredible results with using the used patches a second time. So then you can look at this and how long is that going to last compared to a drip bar that you pay so much for just for one shot? All right, now the X49, the power patch. This is where you level it up. This is a patch that you can start with from the beginning. If you are a happy, healthy person, you don't have any issues, you can start with it. If you want to improve cardiovascular health and things like that, you can also start with this. It's also suggested to older people to use this because it improves bone density. So the X49 with the X39 combined is the performance bundle. You find that in the shop as well, in your back office. So that is very popular amongst people who are very active and just needs to level up. So this, fill your body with strength and stamina. The X49 patch supports muscle growth, fat loss, and enhanced performance, empowering you to push your limits and achieve your best with increased endurance and energy. It works synergistically with X39, which focuses on stem cell activation, as you know, and overall repair, while X49 zooms in on X49 zooms in on physical performance, strength, and protection. So there is a very often I hear that people feel is the X49 now superior to the X39. Not at all. It's just the name. It's not a bigger number because it's better. It should be used with the X39. So interesting to note that the X49 activates the body's copper peptide AHKCU, which is the daughter peptide of GHKCU. So that's why it works so beautifully together. And I would not suggest using X49 on its own by missing out on what X39 brings to the picture as well. So when would we wear this? Daily, 12 hours on, 12 hours off with X39. Any person of any age can benefit from this. And it's also very beneficial to older people. Athletes and active people will also absolutely love this patch because it's such a performance patch. So why would we use X49? Because it activates our body's copper peptide AHK, like I said. So there's many benefits from elevating that peptide in your body. It increases your muscle tone and strength, improves bone health by supporting healthy bone density, cardiovascular support, and improved stamina and endurance. So if you think, what does the cardiovascular system all include? Your heart, your veins, your arteries, all of that is part of that. So should your client mention that they've got a problem specifically with that, we know the X39 will address it, but if they want to have the results faster, they can add X49 as well. And then you can see all the other beautiful AHK is alanine, histidine, and lysine that it improves in your body. And then when you wear the X39 and the X49 together, it creates a Faraday cage, which protects you from the electromagnetic field and like all the 5Gs and the different kinds of Gs that's got such a negative effect on our bodies as well. So that's also great to just protect yourself. And it also triggers dopamine and serotonin and many other benefits. Now, Ice Wave, this is the relief patch. A lot of people say it's the pain patch, and this is one of the 2 patch systems. So note that the 30 patches is 15 sets of Ice Wave. There's a white patch and a tan patch. The white is positive, the tan is negative, and it works with light therapy, photobiomodulation, as we discussed earlier, but also with low levels of magnetism. So it's incredible to look at David's webinars on this. If this is something that interests you, go and look at it. It's incredible to see. So with this, you experience fast, drug-free pain relief by targeting pain and inflammation. It helps reduce discomfort and promotes ease of movement, allowing you to get back to doing the things you love without the interference of aches and soreness. So when will we use Ice Wave? It can be worn up to 24 hours. Please remember the 12-hour break. You can wear it after a recent injury, when you recover from surgery, when you've had chronic pain for many years, it could bring relief as well. But what I've seen personally is in a long-term pain, the EON is very beneficial because long-term pain shows long-term inflammation. So some people, like with skeletal conditions like scoliosis, will use Ice Wave with EON and X39. So you see there we are on our 3 patches maximum to start with. So in some cases, we will start with 3 patches And in some cases, it might be very necessary to use more than just the X39. In this case, I've got 2-3 clients with scoliosis, and they're in a tremendous lot of pain. And by just using X39 and Ice Wave and Eon together, they're having incredible relief within a few hours after patching, even shorter than that. And then another case where we will definitely use Ice Wave is if you hear your client or loved ones say that they've got neuropathy. So with nerve pain, nothing brings relief for that in the medical world. Nothing. It is so painful. Neuropathy is where your nerve endings are split open, and it is incredibly painful. But what we've seen with Ice Wave is it brings relief in many of the neuropathy cases. So why would we use Ice Wave? It's ideal for muscle, joint, and nerve pain. It improves range of motion, because if you are sore, there's a reason you are sore, and then you can't really move as well as normally. It's a non-drug alternative, and it's not neurotoxic. So this is why I feel this is incredible, because in the case of pain medication, it's not doing anything about the pain most of the time. It's just telling your brain that you don't have pain anymore, which poses a greater risk, because now you believe you don't have pain, but your body has got something that needs to heal. That's why we will always add X39. But now you use medicine that has a neurotoxic effect on your body, and you overextend yourself and you hurt yourself even worse, not to mention the list of side effects that comes with that. So that's why Ice Wave is such an incredible patch, because it's without drugs and it's not neurotoxic. And it can be worn anywhere on the body, even on your temples if you have migraine. Guys, so carnosine, the resilience patch or the clarity patch. Carnosine enhances your body's resilience by supporting muscle endurance, recovery, and longevity. It helps protect cells from oxidative stress and promotes overall well-being, enabling you to bounce back stronger from physical stresses. And carnosine is also known to protect telomeres. This is a very good patch to recommend to anyone over the age of 60, especially for the protection of the telomeres. It improves flexibility and balance and cognitive function. It just helps overall with so many things. But this is also a wonderful patch for athletes, because it helps lowers athletic lactic acid buildup. So it makes you recover faster after your workout or your race day or your competition day. But it's also very good to suggest to clients with diabetes, because it supports and improves liver and pancreatic functioning as well. And like in the case of diabetic ulcers, we know those people take so long to heal, and this is then a beautiful thing to add. So now you speak to your client, you hear, okay, diabetic, sores on my feet, on my legs, it's a problem. Then you know we're going to start with X39 and carnosine, and we might even add Eon once again. Important as well, carnosine is a patch that you patch with 3 times a week, every second day, and you have it for 12 hours on. Unless someone on the doctor's group or a medical professional that knows the patches better recommends something else, this is the suggested way to wear it. All right, so then when will we wear this? Like I said, with diabetic ulcers, when you've got cognitive deterioration with your memory and your brain, people over 60 will use it, and it would be a good idea for them. And then the athletes, like I said, because it increases the alanine for performance and also histidine for repair. So why would we patch with carnosine? For muscle endurance and recovery, for tissue, organ, and telomere protection, for brain health and clarity, for anti-aging support, reduces oxidative stress and glycation in your body, which is wonderful, and wound healing and skin repair, especially when it's combined with X39. Now, Alavida, the Radiance patch, also the Beauty Sleep patch. I like that because it makes you sleep like an absolute dream. So this bring out your inner glow with Alavida patch, designed to enhance skin health and promote a youthful, radiant appearance, and it helps support collagen production. So then obviously it reduces fine lines, and it also restores vibrancy from the inside out. And what we found in the studies, what they saw is when you wear this, it improves a physiologic functional status of the frontal lobe, hypothalamus, adrenals, thyroid gland, pituitary gland, liver, and left and right kidney. So once again, you can think that this would also be beneficial for people with diabetes, people who have issues with their adrenals being burnt out, or their thyroid not functioning optimally, all things like that. And it makes sense because our skin is our largest organ, and this is our outer organ. So obviously it's going to support our inner organs and all other functions in our bodies as well. So when do we wear Alavida? So we wear it 5 nights on and 2 nights off. This is the suggested way to wear it. And also the clinical studies that were done was done like this. And then the placements, this I also got advice from the doctors group to wear it behind your right ear, on your right temple, on your third eye, or on C7 on your neck, and alternating those positions. It supports the skin with skin conditions like acne, eczema, and psoriasis as well. I can attest to that. I had acne, I had psoriasis, all of that is sorted out with X39, and I added Alavida at 12 weeks. So this also elevates the production of epithalamin for sleep and epitalin for longevity. So we have a sleep patch, which we're going to talk about now, but this is also good if someone now doesn't want to buy a sleep patch and this and that, because Alavida is going to take care of the collagen production, and collagen is our most abundant protein in our body. So it's not just to look beautiful, to have less wrinkles. It helps with our joints, all our organs, our skins, our bones, everything needs collagen. And when we use Alavida, it now helps our bodies to produce collagen again, instead of taking collagen supplements, which isn't as effective as your body's own collagen being up to par again. And then we can also use it to support better sleep and overall health. And once again, when you go to the toolbox, you can get more information as well. Then the energy enhancer, I like to call it the energizer. This is the first batch that David Schmidt brought out 20 years ago. It is absolutely incredible. And it's also a 2-patch system, white and tan. So this is to revitalize your energy and performance. It boosts physical endurance and mental focus, helping you to feel energized and ready to tackle your day with heightened vitality and enthusiasm. So this is just incredible because it induces better oxidation in your body, and it metabolizes and burns fat for energy, which is wonderful. And it also helps your body's cellular energy to function better. So when will we use this? Honestly, whenever you need an extra boost. This is like your spare wheel. You must just have it somewhere in case of emergency. Because sometimes we don't sleep well. Sometimes things happen. We're too busy. We've stressed at work or whatever, and that night you don't have a great night's sleep, or you've got a child waking you up 10 or 12 times a night, then you need this little energizer to get you through the next day. but it's great for performance days for athletes as well. And some athletes love to train with it. Some people love to train with it. And then you patch 15 to 30 minutes before physical exercise or sports, or you can just use it during work, or if you have mentally demanding tasks, because it improves your focus as well. And then a very good idea is when you are detoxing or fasting to also use the energy enhancer, because then automatically your energy levels are lower and you just don't feel nice. But once again, this is a patch that anyone can benefit from. So why would we wear it? To increase natural energy, to enhance athletic performance, to reduce fatigue, to improve focus, to support better circulation and oxygenation. It improves the way our bodies function. So it is just a wonderful patch to have in your pocket or in your cupboard as a backup. And then what's great about it is it's without caffeine or stimulants. So it's nothing that your body can have side effects from. It's nothing that can damage your liver or your kidneys, like energy drinks and all that junk. There's no side effects to this product. And then you can wear it up to 12 hours as well. Note again, it's a 2-patch system, so it's only 15 sets in one sleeve. Then SB6, the balance patch. This restores harmony to your body by supporting healthy hormone balance, appetite control, and emotional stability. It helps to bring your body and mind into a state of equilibrium, promoting overall well-being and a balanced life. So when would we wear this? Up to 12 hours daily in your waking hours. I tried this. If you know you struggle with overeating at lunch and dinner, you can just patch for 8 hours a day from before lunch to after dinner. If you want to use it for that, if you want to use it for hormonal balance, just wear it every day, 12 hours. And the different placings is on the little leaflet that comes with the patches, so you can see exactly where to patch it. Then you will wear it to support appetite control during hormonal fluctuations like with PMS, menopause, perimenopause, and at times of hormonal imbalances. You can also use it as part of a weight management or a detox plan, or whenever you experience low energy or mood swings, it's also a good idea to patch with SB6. So why would we use it? To support our metabolism, support hormonal balance. It works directly onto the endocrine system, which is wonderful. It's got no side effects, once again, no drugs, no stimulants, and it promotes emotional and physical balance. It also manages stress, because when all the hormones and things are better, obviously we feel less stressed. And then we can see on the right many other benefits as well. Then the Silent Night patch, the Serenity patch, the one we're ending off. Find peaceful, restorative rest with Silent Nights patch. By promoting deep relaxation and improving sleep quality, it supports your body's natural ability to recharge and rejuvenate overnight, leaving you refreshed and ready for a new day. So when would we use this? At nighttime, 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime, and up to 12 hours. This is great for insomniacs, people who simply can't switch off and they simply can't sleep. After a high-stress day, it's a good idea to put on a Silent Nights patch. If you're traveling or jet-lagged, that's a good idea to patch. And then you place it behind your right ear or on your third eye area. Why would we patch with this? Because it improves the quality and duration of sleep. You go into the proper stages of sleep. This is a biggie, because if you take sleeping medication, it's a drug, it just puts you out. So you're not going into your REM sleep and your deep sleep. You literally just drugged, you're just out. So in all the 4 stages of sleep, different things happen in order for your body and brain to function well. And if you don't go into all those stages of sleep, like information isn't stored correctly, what is unnecessary isn't discarded from your brain. So it's just like a build up and a whole whirlpool of information because you didn't go into the stage of sleep where that filing gets done. So this is great because it helps you to go into your proper stages of sleep. What we also hear from so many people with just patching from X39, they're saying, I'm dreaming again. And that proves to you that you're sleeping better because you are going into deep sleep and REM sleep where you actually dream. And in that deep sleep, your body produces collagen, it does filing, it does all kinds of important functions in your body. So no side effects to this. So sleeping meds have many side effects apart from just putting you out and not helping you reach your proper stages of sleep. And then it increases melatonin and serotonin levels because melatonin and serotonin works together. So when your melatonin is upregulated, your serotonin is upregulated. So you obviously wake up and you feel better and you function better without having that thick head. So that was our patches. Let's just bring this all together. It's important to remember that LifeWave patches are wellness devices. So LifeWave's disclaimer, LifeWave products are for general wellness and intended only to maintain or encourage a general state of health and healthy activity. The content provided by LifeWave is presented in summary form, is general in nature, and is provided for informational purposes only. Always consult with your physician or other qualified healthcare provider before embarking on a new health regimen, diet, or fitness program. Do not disregard any medical advice you have received or delay in seeking it. It's important for us as brand partners. I am just saying this to protect each of you and to teach you to be so mindful of how we speak. We have seen the testimonies, guys. We know what this product does, but we may not make any medical claims because that's when the FDA gets very gnarly and they are very strict on that. So we need to protect ourselves, and by protecting ourselves, we're also helping the company. And the company is protecting us by teaching us what we may and may not say. So refrain from giving medical advice at all times, unless you're a doctor, of course. You guys are allowed to do that. But for us other people, we are not allowed to give medical advice. What you can do, you can share the testimonies and you can share the facts about the products like I shared with you tonight. But we don't make medical claims and we don't speak as if these patches are healing anyone. The patches are enabling our bodies to do things better and to help with heal itself. All right, so key takeaways from today's training. Start slow. X39 is the foundational patch. Don't overpatch and don't overcomplicate it. And when you understand the product, you have good posture about it. You don't go and get verbal diarrhea on someone, just telling them all you know about these patches. It scares them off. And remember, we've been patching for a while, so our cognitive functioning and brain stability is so much better. So we understand the information better because our processes in our brain is better. So don't go and try and overwhelm people with all you know. It's not going to impress them. It's going to scare them away. Get them onto the Zoom calls. You can share with good posture because now you know. But it's this intention of this training is not for you to go and tell your clients all of this. It's so that you as a brand partner can understand it better. Like David says, patch where it hurts. If it doesn't, where it hurts, if it doesn't hurt somewhere or it hurts overall, you patch on C7 or 2 fingers under the navel. Once again, I'm focusing on X39 because this is the most important patch. Then trust the process and afford your body enough time to do the healing that's needed. Feed your body well so that you have the right building materials available in your body. Drink enough clean alkaline water, and you can add some Celtic salts to that for some minerals. When we are mineral deficient, our cells cannot absorb the water. So then we're drinking it and it's just flushing through. And if we are better hydrated, it improves our cell communication because your cells need to communicate with each other to send the message where the stem cells and healing is needed. Then 99% of the time, start with X39 or else Eon in those few cases that we did chat about. Don't overcomplicate it and don't let your clients overspend on patches. Even if they can afford all the patches in the world, don't let them overspend on it. Prioritize what's needed in their bodies because X39 will probably address all of it. And then give it 90 days, ideally add another month per decade of your age to give your body the time to heal from deterioration and the damage in your lifetime. So your 90 days plus a month per decade of your age. And then encourage all your clients to keep notes of the improvements. The reason is simple. We start to feel better and we forget how terrible we felt because now we're getting used to the new normal. If you keep the health tracker and you track how you're feeling better, it's also good for them to note that. And then it's easier for them to share with other people. And then they can also spread this beautiful light therapy. And then remember to utilize the toolbox. Study it as if you are going to write an exam. Because daily we meet people whose lives we can change if we are confident enough in what we are doing. So learn the product, understand the product, and show up confidently. And you don't have to overshare information. Get them onto the Zoom calls. Get them interested. Get them onto the Zoom calls. That will explain it so much better than you trying to explain it without pictures, because this is incredible technology. And the visual aspect bringing with the information just helps our brains to digest it and process it better. And then remember, knowledge is power. And this empowers you to be confident. So thank you so much to everyone on this call for your time and your commitment, for showing up for yourself and for LifeWave and learning more about this beautiful product. And that is our training for this evening. Let me have a wonderful day wherever you are. And I hope you found this extremely beneficial.